Hey again. Hey Kevin. Let me zip up this hoodie so that you can actually see the cool logo. Oh yeah, there we go. Hey Broken Crown. All right, so where do we leave off? Think we should manifest adventurer stats with absolute base values, and then each adventurer has a percent multiplier. Yeah, the only thing I hadn't answered is should we do this directly in the code or should we generate the absolute numbers and then copy paste them into the code? And you know what? I think let's just do it directly in the code for now. This really is not that hard to do. Oh, I also got to review this again. I'll write that down for the weekend, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to work on the weekend. I probably won't, but review this PR. Whoops. Okay, I believe before I started to do this that I changed some of these values. Not really. All right, let's just delete this. All right, so how do we want to get this to work? We currently have power per level, fortitude per level, life per level. And we're going to change these to multipliers of a base amount of values. I'm still debating because the two ways we could do this, we could still have adventurer data look exactly the same and compute these ahead of time. So that basically what we could do here is pass in the multipliers to a function. I think that's pretty reasonable. Yeah, I think it's pretty reasonable. Let's do that. So we'll make in stat computation some kind of like public static. What are these things? Are they just float arrays? No, they're lists of floats. Okay, so we'll do that. So we'll take in, we'll say like get absolute values. We pass in a list of base values and a list of multipliers. Do we want them to have the same length? Yeah, probably. Doesn't know where read-only list comes from. Throw new, what is it, a legal argument? Argument is not what it is, right? Argument, it is argument exception. Oh, we just hadn't imported it. All right, absolute values, go through each base one, multiply the two, return the absolute ones. Yeah, pretty reasonable. Hey, Zanis. Okay, now we need a template adventurer. So let's make a private static. Can you make a const? It doesn't matter. Private static read only or I read only list of floats base power values. Let's just copy paste this in. We need to make it read only, even though it's a read only list. Sure, sure. Okay, then instead of power per level, we say stat computations dot, what is it? Get absolute values. So we pass it, excuse me, the base values and then some number of multipliers. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And we just do this for everything. Yeah, I think this is a lot smarter, but I mean, we still need to try it out. So let's see. Do we ever even want to override these? Like, wouldn't we just have the same number 20 times for all of these? I guess we can just list them out. How do you generate a list? It's something dot range, I think. Yeah, enumerable dot range. Wait, how does this work? Start and count. Ah, okay. Yeah. So in here, we do enumerable dot range using link 1f and game constants on max level. And then delete all this nonsense. So now why doesn't that work? The range has to be... No, I don't want range. I want like repeat. Oh, is repeat a thing? Hello? Repeat? Is that a thing? Element count. Yeah, that's what I want. How do we make that work? Float? Do we have to parameterize this? What am I doing wrong here? Cannot convert from IEnumerable to read-only list. Oh, I see. Just .to list. Oh yeah, that works. So now we do this with all of the values. Fortitude would work a little bit differently, to the point where maybe it's worth just manually typing that one out. Because like the rogue hardly had any. But I guess when you compare them, we could figure out what the differences were. So that's the rogue, and that's the warrior. And if we just go kind of split-wise through these things, is there an easy way to do this? Probably not super easy, but it also doesn't really matter, I guess. Because we might want to just keep two different lists here. Like this is a 2.5 difference. This is a 3 1/4. This is a 3.5. This is 3 2/3 or 3/4. I mean, yeah, they're like roughly a multiplier of 3. So I guess the default adventure, the warrior would just have like 3 times what they have. That's probably pretty reasonable. Okay, sure. So let's use whatever seemed like a good set of values. It really doesn't matter what we choose. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. Let's just pick what the rogue had then. That'll be the template for adventurers here. So this is base power values. This is base fortitude values. And we want this array. And then we need base health values. And I don't know who's a good template for that. But let's take this one. Health values. All right, how's that look? Yeah, except for its life. At least that's what we called it. All right, this is gonna break everything. Just everything. Like it's so gonna break everything at first. It's such a careful balance for all of that. Let's go to adventure data. We used to have what, 10, 12, 15, 20. Is that what I plugged in for this? 10, 12, 15, 20, 31, 48. Yeah. All right, well, compared to that, yes, the warrior is at 1x. And then for fortitude is going to be base fortitude values. And then pretty much the same thing with life per level. And then we delete these things. So we're going to copy paste this into every single adventurer and then change the coefficients. So we do one of these. And then delete a bunch of stuff. This won't work. Yeah, this won't work. Because we need them all to be on one line. Coincidentally, I think they all are. So this might actually work. All right, let's try it. Just delete until we don't see anything anymore. There. All right, accidentally typed in 2 commas. All right, there we go. Now for the hard part. The hard part is figuring out how all these numbers should align again. All right, well, let's copy this into a completely different screen. I'm gonna just open up a new VS Code so I can have this off screen and look at it for a second. So the base life values, we're gonna compare all of these. The warrior has about 1/3 more in each of these cases. So let's just make this 1.3. I'm not gonna be too careful about this right now. We're just gonna get this to look a little different. Power values, we said, were exactly the same. Fortitude values are going to be roughly 3x what we have there. The warrior used to end up at a max fortitude of 62. So yeah, let's say 3x. And maybe their power should be a little less. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, okay, rogue time. So life. What did the rogue's life used to be? Life was our template. Yeah, so we just say that that's 1F. So life is already done. In fact, these should be in order. Are they not? Power, fortitude, life. Okay, they are. But I don't have them in order over here, so let's make them that same way. Power, fortitude, and life. So life goes at the bottom. There. All right, so we start with power. What are we looking at here? 14. So it's like 40% higher. Sounds good. Fortitude was the template, I think. Yeah, template. So it's 1, and life was also the template. So 1 for that. Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. All right, let's keep going. We just have 5 more classes. This shouldn't be too bad. Mage. Mage had probably almost exactly like what the rogue did, right? No, surprisingly, they did not. They capped out a little bit lower. Hang on a second. I think it's easier for myself. Okay. 10, 12, 16, 23. They're like practically what the base power levels are, but a tiny bit higher. So yeah, so I think we give the mage maybe like a 1.2 modifier. Then what was fortitude? It's like barely anything more. Oh, also, if we're gonna multiply these things, then we need to do it. We need to round the results. Yeah. Stat computations. We should say the absolute values are rounded. Math.round. Cannot implicitly convert from double to float. All right. All right, so fortitude, like I said, slightly higher. By what? Like +1 in most cases? So we'll say it's like a 10% modifier. And then life, what changed with life? Life was about 20% higher. Yeah, so we can see just by looking at this that we've increased the stats of the mage all across the board. That's probably not super balanced. All right, well, we'll come back and look at it again and try to figure these things out. All right, next up is a cleric. Power per level. This took almost exactly the same curve we had before. Yeah, again, maybe it was like 10% higher. Fortitude was even less. So we'll set this to like 0.8. And life was more. Let's say 25% more. Great. Paladin. Paladin was... Are you going off a rough estimate on what the increases are per level? Yeah. So I had some numbers typed out before, and I'm mostly just trying to keep them the same right now. But in the future, we're going to be able to tweak these however we want and for individual levels if we want as well. So the Paladin pretty much just had, 1x power. Their fortitude was through the roof though, right? How did it compare to the warrior? We ended up at 55. The warrior ended up at 62. Okay, so slightly less than whatever the warrior had. What did the warrior have? 3. So this should be maybe like 2.6. Sure. All right, now life values. Paladin ended up at 420. The warrior ended up at 475. So they're not quite what that is. What's 420 divided by 475? 88%. So 88% of whatever the warrior has, which is 1.3. So this times 1.3. So we go with 1.15. Sounds good. All right, witch doctor. And then we only have the archer after that. Witch doctor had 10, 12, 16, 23. Don't we have this sequence here already somewhere? Yes, the mage. In fact, they're copies of one another. But the witch doctor has slightly lower fortitude. They had exactly the same life. Okay, so just copy whatever the mage did. And we said the witch doctor had less fortitude. So we do this, and we set your fortitude to slightly lower. And then the final class is the archer. The archer, I think, was close to what the rogue was, but probably not exactly. Where's the rogue? Rogue is here. All right, let's copy this. So this is rogue. And this is witch doctor. I'm not going to fix that. Oh, they're... Wait, what? Why'd I compare with the rogue? No, there's some other character that sort of followed this progression. 10, 12, 16. Yeah, the mage. Wait, oh, I already did this. I'm looking at the archer. Oh my god, I typed the wrong thing. Archer. So they were slightly less than the rogue, but just barely. Yeah, so whatever we use for the rogue, we probably want to use for that one too. That was 1.4. So let's set this to 1.35. Fortitude-wise, they were a copy of the rogue. So it was 1. And then life-wise, 150, 160, etc. Did anyone have that low? 150, 160? I guess the rogue did. The rogue had these numbers, though. The archer has these numbers. Are they the same? They're the same. All right. Well, we can vary them a little bit. So rogue is at 1F. Archer is 2. All right. So if we just consider this from a point of view of who has the most multipliers, the warrior sucks. So how about this? Let's just copy paste every single one of these into here. And then split them up in groups of 3. And then get the same order that we had. Adventurer, class. Yeah, just copy this. Yeah, that's 7. Good. Okay. So we put these over here. How do we do this in a smart way? No. Here's how we do it in a smart way. We copy this. And then, whoops, no, not like that. No, I'm going to get this. There. That didn't work. I lost out on one cursor. All right, there we go. Okay, so those are all our values. So the warrior has a total of, what, 5.3. This is 3.4. But fortitude doesn't really count because it was intentionally pretty low to begin with. So maybe we'll normalize for that in a second. This is, what, 3.5? 1.9, 3.15, I think. These don't need to be exact. I don't care about them that much. Actually, is it typing out the rate? Oh, nice. It already knows what I want to do now. Nice. Good job, AI. All right, so what are the standout numbers here? Just paladin and warrior. So if we normalize for fortitude being way higher than normal, then we maybe subtract 1 from all of these. Then the warrior would still look like it's better than the other ones. But it's not really. We're going to say it's balanced. Okay. So that's done now. All right. Now, we did this for a reason. The reason is that now we can balance these template values instead of balancing every individual adventure and modifying like 7 values. Now we just modify 1. And there was a reason for doing that. And I think it was because we wanted to test out the forest. Let's try running this and make sure it works. Good balancing session indeed. Actually, this really was good. We have done a lot of good stuff. I just take your message to be sarcastic, but maybe it was heartfelt. All right, so this should follow some reasonable progression. Yeah, let's just level up and see what happens. 150, 14.2. 160, 17.4. Yeah, they're rising each time. Then they cap out at some value because I just stopped typing in numbers. Yeah, here. All right. Let's compare that with, let's say, the warrior. The warrior should have a ton of fortitude by the end. They end up with 10% of a damage reduction. They end up with 9%. This is pretty interesting. Pretty interesting indeed. Okay, so power values start jumping pretty strongly here. To the point where it means that leveling up is the best thing you can possibly do in the game. Because it's going to increase your power by such a crazy amount. I don't think we can keep up with that being the curve that we use. Like maybe at the beginning of the game, they're pretty sharp increases, but then they taper off at some point. Oh God, this is why this is so difficult. I just don't want it to get to a point where it says that the recommended level of something is X and you have to be X for it to be doable. But I guess that's kind of the point of a recommended level, right? How else are we gating things if we don't do it this way? Yeah. I don't know. All right, let's try this. 5, forest 2. We actually just want a random configuration. Q random party. And how do you set this up? Town. Instance ID. Number of party members. Level 5. And then just turn this on. And see how they do. So we got to test level 4 adventurers and level 5 adventurers. And I want to make sure that you pretty much have to be level 5 to beat this place, I guess. Yeah, who has any idea if this works? So win rate is 95%. That's pretty good. Battle duration took like 40 seconds, though. All right, let's try with one more party. Because I'm going to do an actual play test after this. And we're going to trust that a real player could do better than this randomization that we have. Although possibly not by much without spending tons of money. So it was a 95% win ratio. And now it is a 5% win ratio. Warrior, Witch Doctor, Cleric, and Paladin. I think this party's just bad. Also, Zombie Legion 2? Is that even possible? It's not. Oh God, it's not respecting the max level. No wonder it's bad. Get all ability IDs, go through all the skill points, get the list of abilities that we haven't maxed yet. Oh, because we're checking the abilities component. We need to check ability levels. There. So we don't need this. Yeah. Hey, retired android. It's for letting the AI write it. I think I wrote that part. Well, I think the AI suggested abilities component. I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. Given key, wild shot, rapid shot was not present in the dictionary. Yeah, there should be a get or default. ID 0. I wonder if it should print out the configuration ahead of time so that we can know what it is that it's testing. And that way, if it's a bad configuration, we just bail out. All right, win rate was 100%. Average life remaining was actually pretty high, too. And we don't even have a healer. Huh. Which suggests that we should maybe tone down Maybe we should increase the power of those characters. Let's try that. All enemy data. Maybe just a little bit. Yeah, like we increase this to 37, let's say. All right, now I want to try with level 4 adventurers, though, and I want to see how well they do. Set power levels. Okay, yeah. So what's the final thing there? Level, yeah, level 4. Do they stand any chance at winning this? No, that's not good. Collection was modified. That's definitely not good. What is causing this? What? Process effects. And it says collection was modified. What effect did we even process? Shouldn't there be 2 pieces of this? This is definitely not good. Effect system, entity component. All right, let's look at the effects. EC.effects. What have we got? Holy Link. Yeah, this is the Paladin. I think this might be a known issue. Yeah, I think it's a known issue. This is just going to keep happening, though. Let's just restart this. I wrote this down somewhere. Luminescence. Yeah, can cause an error. It must be this one. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'll look at that later. All right, now the win rate is 0%. How much life does the enemy team have? We don't print that out? We probably should have. Well, will any team beat this? Because I didn't really want them to, but again, I'm not sure if this is a good idea. Like, you have to level up in order to beat the next location. I feel like there should be some wiggle room. I want there to be some party here that has like even a 5 or 10% chance of winning. This also had a 0% chance. Now, granted, we're trying totally random parties right now. So some of these skills might not make sense. Some of the party combinations might not make sense. But then we're running 100 battles each. So right now we've run 200 battles and none of them were wins. Now we've run 300 and none of them are wins. Where'd you get the assets from? Take a look at that. And welcome back, Boggy. All right. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know why this is happening. The only way that they're able to win is with the massive stat boosts that they get by leveling up. And it doesn't matter about your party composition or your skill composition. Oh, here they won 85%. What made this so powerful? DPS is through the roof. The archer's doing like 1 billion damage. What? What? Improved steady shooting and quick shot. What are those abilities? Quick shot just adds some damage. Improved steady shooting. When at the maximum bonus from steady shooting, you also gain power. I don't know how often they're hitting this, but maybe just quick shot alone is enough for it to go crazy. Every time an arrow you shoot hits an enemy, you attack faster. What happens if we try entering a battle right now? I'm not actually positive. We don't even have the location open, but let's say I hit start battle with the archer. Does it run 100 battles? Or does it run 1? Oh yeah, it does run 100 battles. But it says all skills are level 0. Which doesn't make sense to me. It said the average DPS is 27. Let me try that again. Send the archer in. Oh, it thinks they have 2 skill points. Wait, what? But it also thinks 2 skill. I think I know what's happening here. I'm not positive. So I take points out of these and run that again. Does it lower their DPS? So they actually have these skills or no? They don't actually have the skills. Yeah, so this thing is not lying. So their DPS is 26 until they're in a battle like this, and then it goes up by a lot. I wonder which one of these skills is doing that. Improved steady shooting or quick shot. We should go test this. We should test this exact layout, in fact. Because this seems to imply that the archer is like way overpowered. And it might be. I don't know. I pasted this twice. Yeah, just once. All right, we want to replicate this. So we're going to set the power level to 4. We're going to pull back the code that we had here. I want this. Whoa, quit it. There we go. All right, so we have warrior, witch doctor, mage, archer. Warrior. Oh, nice. It's typing it out. In fact, actually, if we just copy this into here, it might know what I want to do and save me a little bit of typing. Warrior, mage, witch doctor, and archer. Nice. Wrote some code to serialize configurations to a string with the aim of later being able to easily parse them. Never got to the second part. Yeah. Yeah, it would be nice to do that. I mean, I guess we don't even need to. We could just write out the code that you would call, because we have all of these names of things. So yeah, we don't even need a string parser. We could just have it say, if you want to run this in the future, just call this code, paste it in as a block. All right, so it got this. The AI did a pretty good job at this. It just didn't know what rage is. So is this all correct now? Warrior has rage and survival instinct. Witch doctor has zombie legion bursting horde. Oh, it might not be the. It might not be the archer that's overpowered. It might be these two things that are overpowered. Because I don't know how we roll up damage per second from zombies. But I think it's counted for the witch doctor. I use Copilot, yeah. All right, the rest of this all looks good though. So this configuration has an 85% chance to win. Let's go run it. And we should see, something roughly similar. Maybe it's 70%, maybe it's 90%, but it shouldn't be 0. And then what I want to do is I want to start tweaking the abilities and figure out who is causing this to be so high. So what have we? Yeah, 88%. Yeah, so this is nuts. So what happens if we cut out bursting horde, for example? Yeah, what happens if we cut that out? Because I already nerfed this thing into the ground. So it's possible it's still too powerful, and it's possible it's the archer. The archer was reporting the highest damage. So I expect it to lower the win rate by a little bit, but not a ton. Yeah, it lowered it by about 10%. So I don't think this on its own is overpowered. So is quick shot causing it? Also, we should probably copy this. Copy and run again. I should get rid of all this garbage that's printing out. Win rate goes down by 10% when you remove bursting horde. Oh, did I put the, yeah, I put the witch doctor's ability back. Okay, so now how does this one do? Win rate is exactly the same with quick shot taken out. Really? So quick shot has no real difference? Why is the archer doing so much damage? That's wild. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, let's print this out. So this is no real difference when removing quick shot. Maybe show the battles once so we can see. Yeah, but I got to turn off the simulator for that. I want to turn off this thing, improve steady shooting. I want to see does the archer just not do any real damage anymore. Let's try this. And this time I can just click the X before it prints out. There. Because maybe we just need to nerf the archer's attack power or something. Win rate didn't drastically change. What? Yeah, maybe we run this normally. Okay, fine. Let's turn off the simulator and try it out. Actually, it'd be kind of nice if it saved a save file for us. I guess I could have done that myself. And then show them while simulating. I think that'd be a little bit hard to do, but I'm not sure. In fact, actually, you know what I meant to try here? Let's test this out. I'll set this to true again, and then I'll hit save. And that way, we don't need to recreate the entire scenario again, I hope. Okay, so I just hit save here, and then quit. And it should hopefully know which skills I have. Load. All right, that's pretty good. I should write this down in our battle simulator notes. We don't have battle simulator notes, do we? Wait, we really don't? I thought we had a README file that talked about how to set this up. Game, where are README files? Docs, battle simulator. It'd be in here. Wow, there are no notes on this. Well, I'll just write a note to write a note. I don't want to distract myself just yet. Write a note about how to use the battle simulator. Write that you can save at the end of any configuration so that you can load it once the simulator is turned off and see what's happening in a battle. Well, we're going to find out. We just need to get all of the locations to be open. We have a function for this, don't we? Apparently we don't. Where is this? Unlock adventurers. What? Where do we do this? Yeah, here it is. Unlock all instances. Okay, that's what I want to do then. Okay, so I load here, and now we can go make that exact same party fight in the forest. Oh, no, we can't. Why can't we? What's going on? Is it because we're not what is going on here? Oh, because this is only start game? We need it in load game? Yeah. Yeah, now we don't need this. Load. Did we do it? Yes, nice. Cool. So let's go here. I need to go there with the exact same party that we had, which is Mage, Warrior, Archer, Witch Doctor. Mage, Warrior, Archer, Witch Doctor. Okay, why are these characters so powerful? Time to find out. think it might be Zombie Legion that's causing them to be that powerful. Yeah, they just absorb a lot of the hits from enemies. Huh. Hey, Hepta. That's man, the Witch Doctor's been like the most overpowered stupid class in the entire game. Let's go try this out. Witch Doctor. Yeah. Archer and Witch Doctor, best duo. All right, so we just turn off Zombie Legion. We can turn these things back on. Does this make the win rate plummet? Balance simulator is like the best thing ever. It would be kind of interesting to revamp the whole thing so it could run practically instantaneously and do like 100,000 battles. Test practically every configuration we could think of. Because running 100 over the course of 10 seconds is not very much. Yeah, win rate tanked. Went down to 47%. And if we pull the Witch Doctor out of the battle completely, I wonder if it'd be very different too. Man. I like the idea of the ability. And we can nerf it by saying whenever an enemy dies, you spawn a zombie that has half health, for example. Let's see what that would do. Zombie Legion buff. Enemy died. Summon zombie. Summon zombie has a use effect, but this doesn't return anything. So we need to get the zombie that was summoned just now. Is there an easy way to do that? This thing knows what it is. It creates a zombie right there. It just can't return it. Oh, you know what we could do though? We could make another function that used calls. And when forcing the ability to be used, we use the other function that returns the zombie and then just sets its life to something lower. Okay, that could work. But is this dumb? I mean, we keep changing the Witch Doctor. Do zombies need like next to no life? I think maybe that's the real nerf we do. So problem Zombie Legion as a skill is contributing something like 40% to the win rate of a battle that probably shouldn't be won. Well, we're still winning too much even when it's off. So yeah, we need to try not having the Witch Doctor in here at all. Let's take them out for a second, and let's put the Rogue in instead. And let's give them some abilities. Let's give them crit and execute. No, what's it called? Improve? I don't know what it's called. What did I call it? It's apparently not called execute. I don't remember what it is. All right, well, do we have the game open still? Yeah, I can just look at it in here. It's called Fatal Strikes. Okay. All right, Rogue, how do you fare? Behind a $50 paywall. Done. Well, I think the Witch Doctor used to be able to solo pretty much everything. So having just one adventurer is really all you needed. But now hopefully that's not the case. Win rate is actually 75%, even without the Witch Doctor at all. So I do think we need to nerf zombies a little bit more. But I don't think that's the full story. Add extra damage against zombies. I think the zombies are fine. Why are these able to win at level 4 though? We had tried some random party configurations and some of them just didn't work. I wonder if we should prune which classes can be chosen when it's random. Because that's another part of this. Whenever it's like cleric, paladin, warrior, then they kind of do poorly because there's pretty much no damage. But maybe more types of characters can win than I thought. I just saw an abnormally high win rate here and I thought, oh man, that's bad. Here it's a 0% win rate. And yeah, we see cleric and paladin. I think whenever you see these two dummies, it's never going to actually cause them to win. Does it mean that they're bad? Yeah, another 0% win rate. Paladin and warrior. I think the paladin's probably trash. I wonder if we made them heal more, if it would be bad. If they're the only one taking damage, it could probably be bad. Well, how about this? Let's buff the instance a little bit more, maybe. Keep in mind, you also have warrior, which reduces the chance of the archer being hit. Yeah, that's true. I think there are a bunch of different things contributing to this, and there is a lot going on here. Here they won 5%. They actually did have a paladin and a warrior. Huh. Maybe the paladin doesn't really fit into this new world of not forcing synergies. Shield bash on a random enemy. What do we do? Like, I think the real answer here, or the real learning, is that the tank classes aren't very good at low levels. And we could just not give them to you at low levels. But I'm not sure that's the solution exactly. We could buff their stats at low levels. Actually, that's something I hadn't thought of. Nothing says that they need to go up by large amounts of power every level. They could go up more early on and then less later on. Don't even code, but I always find myself watching a stream. What do you do when you watch, Mortal? I'm flattered. All right, I don't think we're going to do anything else with this for now. Yeah. Let's check in what I've done, though. This is like totally revamp how to specify adventurer stats. Actually ended up being fewer lines of code. Revamp specifying how to specify adventurer stats. Before, we hard-coded 20 values per stat per adventurer. Now, we hard-code 60 values as a template. Then we just have multipliers for each adventurer. The goal here wasn't to change any balance yet, although this naturally does change the balance, since I didn't get the numbers to exactly match what they used to be. I'm just intrigued by coding. I see. I guess what I meant is, like, are you also trying to be productive? Because I think there are a good amount of people who watch this just to have a voice on in the background who's also trying to be productive. Okay, so we turn this off. This fixed a bug. I guess we should check in just the bug fix. Did I just click the right thing? Yeah, I did. Okay. Fix bug in Battle Simulator. It was able to assign more than the maximum number of skill points into a skill because I was checking the wrong location for the current skill level. Okay. So we should probably write what this thing is doing. Get absolute values is kind of maybe not the best description. Given base stats and multipliers, this will multiply them all to form a new list of absolute values. This was just me adding comments here. I'm going to keep those comments in too. This is almost isn't even worth talking about, but this would probably be better represented as a dictionary whose keys are just the index of the array. It's not better for a computer that way, because then you're needlessly storing a key that could have just been the array index. But it's much easier for a human to look at and be like, yes, that's level 7 and that's level 12 or something like that. Whereas now we need comments. But this is a nice middle ground. Yeah. So we did change some balance of this stuff. Waterways is level 4. We changed around the items as well. We changed around some item sell prices. We don't want this to be here. We don't want this to be here. And we don't want that to be there. All right. So what are the final set of changes that we have? Oh, wait, whoops. What am I doing? This should have been checked in as part of the last thing, right? Stack computations, amend last commit. No, drat. No, it's not this one. No. Empty message aborts the commit. All right, so let's do that. Commit operation was canceled. Yeah, I meant to modify something 2 commits ago. I guess what I could do is undo the last commit and then amend the one before that. Undo last. All right, so copy this into here, click the minus, then click this and amend. Done. Now copy this back, click the plus, commit. Great. All right, so the remaining things that we have here are just change the balance a little bit. Change balance of waterways and forest to. They should more closely reflect their recommended levels. Okay. Now close out of all this stuff. All right, manifest adventure stats, we did that. Finish balancing forest 2, we kind of did that. I'm going to just leave that for now. Tackle any other low-hanging fruit, and then do another playtest. Add unlock all locations feature. Let's go do that. That should be pretty fast. Oh God, did I check this in? Whatever. I don't care. I'm not doing anything about that. Unless it's the last commit, in which case I will amend it. Get log -1. No, I didn't. All right, I don't care. All right, unlock all locations. Where do we want to put this? I think I said I'd right click the upgrade portal thing and it would do it for me. That should be pretty reasonable. You need this alias fix up. What does that do? It's spring now. Oh, everyone got their orders already, Hepta. Hope yours wasn't lost. Have to contact your delivery drivers. Unlock all locations and right clicking that. Debug grant most things. UI. Debug grant most things. Yeah, sold out. Sorry. Puts your stage changes into a past commit. Oh, and you choose which commit it goes into? I'll write this down, but I am probably not going to do this. It would probably help. It's just the kind of thing, I make aliases a lot, and then I forget what the aliases are. And then I never use them because I don't remember that they exist. So the upgrade instance thing comes from battle panel. Battle, oh, come on. Where's the upgrade button? There. Augment portal button. This is a button with sounds. We need this to have a different script. Something that accepts multiple clicks. So yeah, I guess let's put this up there. All right, battle panel. Upgrade. Is it augment? Yeah, here it is. This is buttons supporting multiple clicks or all clicks. And then we say if os.has feature debug, augment. Oops, I thought that said augment. Right click pressed. Yeah, nice. That's exactly what I wanted. That was very easy. Talk about low-hanging fruit. All right, this has bothered me so much up until this point. Frequently, I want to test a battle in a particular location, and I just can't unlock all the locations without clicking grant most things, which also makes all my adventurers level 20. Now I can just right-click this, and we have the final location, for example. Yeah, fantastic. 5 commit per change policy? What? They should have limited you to 20 characters per commit. If you can't review it in 10 seconds, it's not worth coding. Nice. Okay. Allow unlocking all locations on debug builds. Right-clicking upgrade portal will now unlock all locations without having to click grant most things, which would also level up all of your adventurers. Great. What's next? Probably need to change a cleric around. I don't think it'll be fun to unlock. Yeah, that's a little bit harder. Tone down how much money you get from the newest locations. Yeah, we did that. The Inferno's still not balanced. Need to balance the Inferno. Probably need a super tough final location. And maybe it's still the Inferno. Update the recommended level. We did that. Pawn needs to tell you how much sludge a fish is worth. Yeah, the floating text thing I think is a good solution for this. We already have this on the recycler. Floating. No, we don't have it. It's modified money that does this. Yeah. So this is what we want. But this created it inside the town node. We want that to happen as well. And there's nothing that does that for us, is there? No, there isn't. All right. Well, we'll figure that out in a second. Where do we actually give you any value here? Here. Modify wisdom sludge. Where does this go? Oh, it's stored right here. But then there's this thing. And the town does listen for this. Well, well, well. Guess I know what I'm going to do. Yeah, so what are we passing in right now? We're passing in the total amount. We should pass in the delta and then the total amount. Oh, but it's got to be... Oh, darn it. This is called even when you load from a save file, which would show text over this thing. Let me think about this. I mean, we could also pass in whether or not this thing should print out whether it happened due to loading or a manual action. Why do we even listen for this? Update level up button. Okay, so this wouldn't care either way, but the town, well, the town is only trying to up this value too. Okay, yeah. I think we can change this then. All right, let's do it. And then this gets invoked to the value, but does the target care about this? Or is it just fetching it anyway? No, it cares about it. Well, that one does at least. Doesn't something else listen for this? No, I guess they both care about it. Town can check if it's in the middle of loading. Oh yeah, that's true. Smart. All right, so then we just need to pass in the delta here. Int. And this becomes the delta 0. And this becomes the delta there. But that's not actually totally true, is it? No, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so second number is the delta now. Let's go get that. Value delta. All right, so there's a create floating text. That's what we want here. Text is going to be plus delta. I'll just leave it at that for now. The position is going to be the Chef Slime's global position. Actually, just regular position. Color white, UI message. Yeah, sure. That's all fine. We need to make this into a localized message. But thankfully, check this out. I now have a thing that lets me do that. So what do we call this? Acquire sludge message? Acquire sludge. Yeah, let's leave it at that. Then let's put this up here. And it takes in delta. And then this goes down there. There. Now we import these things. All right, let's try it out. It's just going to say +5 or +10. It doesn't have units. And the units might be nice. So we'll have to think about that. Town.chefslime.wisdom sludge change. This now takes in the delta, which we ignore. Wish we could do without the extra annotation thing. No, I think the source generator is working great. I really like that. I think it's going to make localization a lot easier. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, we need to test this. All right, so when we harvest a carrot, it should say +2. It's pretty good. Why does it show in white? Didn't I copy paste? Does this show in white? No, it shows in green. I think, what color should this show in? Red, maybe? Red might make it seem like it's bad. And I kind of want there to be units, but I kind of want it to be a graphic. Oh yeah, it says G. We'll use G in all sorts of different contexts, so it's clear enough. This couldn't say anything in a succinct way. I don't know. What do we say here? Should we try to do something and put the units there or no? Let's see what it looks like, I guess. We'll just try it out. Let's also change the color a little bit to at least match what we have here. Maybe match one of those inside colors like that one. And then change the color of wherever I just put that thing here. So instead of colors.white, maybe new color that color.from HTML. A symbol of the font. Yeah, I've got a request for a new symbol for this thing, the thing that shows up here. So we could potentially put that in the font as well. All right, how's this look now? That's nice, except that I think we need to lighten this up a bit. So maybe instead of pulling where I pulled it from, we pull it from the more vibrant color, like this one. This is just a temporary thing anyway. The slime graphic is going to change. Can't wait till it has a little chef hat. Yeah, that looks much better. I like that. Okay, yeah. The only thing I don't like is it's covering the slime's face, and I have something written down about that. So let's go check this in. Yeah. Render sludge change, render sludge acquisitions via floating text. All right. So move slime text higher. I have a note about this here. Spawn the garbage slime's text higher so it doesn't cover its happy whittle face. Same with the chef slime. Spawn it higher. What are we doing right now? We spawn it in the middle and it floats above the slime. So what if it rose faster? Or what if it just always started above the slime? Let's try that. So before I mess this up, let's just save like this. So I don't need to keep doing that. And then I guess close out of this for now. And then in the town, chef slime dot position plus vector 2 dot up times. Oh, I'm just gonna say 20 for right now. Which is, I think, coincidentally what the AI had typed in. Did it influence me? Maybe. I don't know how I feel about this. It's not bad. It's just not exactly what I want. Oh, hey, the plot doesn't fade out. I only just noticed that. When harvesting a plot, the dirt patch should fade out. I think it goes too high, maybe plus 10 only. The thing is with plus 10, it's going to start somewhere in the like forehead of the slime, probably. Thanks, Broken Crown, and good to see you again. Thanks again for the resub, too. Hope to see you again soon. I mean, now its ending value looks better at least. Although the chef hat is probably going to cover what that text is anyway. Hey, who cares? I don't know. I think we should probably tweak this at some point. But for now, let's just stick with what we have. And let's change this one too to be position. Oh, this is... The slime needs to just pass in a different position here. Yeah, global position plus vector 2 dot up times 10. Okay, let's see what that looks like. So we build this, drop these on. I would actually raise this even like 4 pixels higher than that. I wanted to spawn above the eyes. It was showing up when loading. Thank you for pointing that out. I forgot to check. If game saver is loading. Yeah. Shouldn't it be in gold instead of green? I wanted it to match the slime, but actually, yeah, I wonder if having it in gold is better. We have, whenever a customer buys something, I guess it's printing out in green right now, unless they're tipping as well. So if one of these buys something, you do see it in green. I guess this is when I was thinking about it in terms of money and not in terms of gold. So yeah, we can invert the colors. I'll write that down by name. Try out having plus money text show in gold, then tips would be in green. Working on a Node version of your API. Are you liking it? I liked working with Node. Yeah, this is good. I like where that's showing up at least. I think that's fine. All right, so we're gonna do two different things here. We're gonna check in just this and amend the last commit. And then we're gonna, uh-oh. Wait, didn't I do two things? Oh, the vector2.up I did there. Yeah, whatever, that's fine. And we're gonna say here, bump garbage slime text higher. And I wanna cover its happy little face. Trying to get familiar with it. I don't think you'll have a rough go at it. I think the thing for me with Node that was, I think the two things that were hard were the modules and just sort of the async nature of promises. If you've done any async coding before, I think this feels natural enough. But back then, the concept of a promise was new to me. And just how modules are handled, there are so many gotchas with this stuff, especially if you're code splitting or you're doing things in different packages or you have a private package repository somewhere. There are a lot of little things that can go wrong, and there are multiple different ways of setting up modules. All right, what else do we need here? So this is done. Change that, balancing Inferno, UI should render how much sludge you have. Add another quest, that's another low-hanging fruit. What other thing can we do here? Turn off edge panning. Second skill purchase should be cheaper. Improve UX of perks. And this. Okay, yeah, let's go add another quest in. Thankfully, this is very simple. We just take one of these backstories and we plug it into here. There. And then we pick which items we want you to have. So all instance data. Boots drop from the jungle. So then the next item would be a demon helmet. Yeah, let's require those. And maybe also bows. Yeah. And then the value of those things. So blue potions and boots. All item data. Blue potion is, I think, 3. Yeah, 3. Does it matter? You have 230 story or 130? That's what we're going to change right now. But yeah, welcome in Crude Forge. So a potion is worth 3, and boots are worth, where are boots? 10. So 6.5. And then the new things, a demon helmet is worth 13. And what was the other one? A bow is worth 14. So it's 13.5. And that we expect you to have item stacking at this point. Probably, maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, we at least want to, if we doubled the value to 260, we'd be requiring the same number of items, but more items drop. So we probably want to make this more like 400 gold worth of stuff, which is quite a lot. And it's the new instance, and there's no way of turning off quests right now. Well, let's try it. Let's see how that goes. Since I know no coding. Oh, no, that's fine. And I don't mind ever explaining something. By the way, these things are, this is how much value in gold these items should generally be worth. So for example, here we say we want roughly 40 gold worth of small blue potions. And since these are worth 3 gold, that means you're going to take roughly 13 potions to complete this quest. But once you start having multiple items, it might vary the numbers a little bit. Which, to be honest, maybe we don't even want to do anymore. Yeah. Maybe we just want to say it always takes 5 pairs of boots and then like 30 potions or something. Consider implementing this with a giant Switch statement instead. You know, that's a good idea. In fact, I hear Nintendo's coming up with a Switch 2. That might be a little faster. Let me write down that thing about quests. Consider manifesting quests with exact item counts rather than randomly generating them. That way you don't get stranded with a 7 cloak quest or something. And not a little bit. I mean, it's like an 8-year difference, right? It's got to be faster. Uh-oh, hang on a sec. Cat's starting to get meowsy. Yeah, it's 3:30. Okay, I want to do another play test. Let's check in this thing with the quest data. Yeah. Add one more quest. Maybe, you know what? No, let's just preemptively add in another quest on top of that. Show cat. Oh, she'll jump up here pretty soon. Although I still have this picture that I took that I'm going to just share every single time anyone ever mentions Abby. Come on, girl. Good cat. She's on the chair now. She's one step closer. $18 FPS games. The Lost Woods and Breath of the Wild is still going to kill the system entirely. All right, let's put in our other backstory. Margot was collecting weapons for a batch of new trainees when she got distracted by a fluffy cow. After petting it, it fell asleep on her, and unable to move, she died. Ah, what a pleasant story. All right, done. Getting closer, paw by paw. All right, so this needs to take in something that's not accessible until probably the end here. So maybe fire swords. And canes. I don't know. Let's just have it take fire swords. It does just mention weapons. So I guess we could also have it taking canes. And maybe have it take 600 gold worth of that. All right, so now how many extra backstories do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're still good. I don't think we'll ever need more than this many. Because that'll put you at 10 workers plus all your adventurers. And I think that should be enough for you to be able to complete the entire game. Okay, so this is add 2 more quests. Add 2 more quests. That's done. Do 1 more play test. Let me move this to Monday. Instead of just checking out the correct branch and redoing the cherry pick, I decided to rebase and it's taking forever. Well, I'm just about to do a play test. This is like the worst time for you to watch because I want you to experience this stuff for the first time. But anyway, if you check it out for like 10-15 minutes, it's not going to be too different from what you already saw. All right, let's get to it. It's play testing time. Let's sync all these changes I made. And I just need to change this one thing to 2. Done. Okay. Yeah, let's get started. So I changed a bunch of things. Oh, we're gonna turn on the music and everything. Oh yeah, let me turn off my keyboard cam. All right. Who do we start with? I started with the rogue last time. Let's start with the mage this time. I'm excited. I mean, I know I just played this, and I know I'm working on it, but I'm still excited to see how these new changes work out. Yeehaw! All right, restart the battle. All right, so now we can hire another adventurer. Well, I mean, we don't have the money yet. Oh, I should have started the stopwatch. Let me go do that. I like having an idea for where I am in terms of playthrough length. All right, so just add maybe like a minute to whatever my final count is. Nope. I think she's ready to jump. You coming up here, cat? She's scratching her head. Alright, we're going to lose this item, which will cause us to be able to get the garbage slime. Hi, cat. She's just stepping on the keyboard. Ross. Alright. Hey, you're pushing the microphone. What a good cat. Oh, nice. A desired item already. That'll be some fat loot. Go get it. Nice. I already have enough money for the for auto battling. Oh, another desired item. Wow, that's super lucky. Oh, that item disappeared. Oh god. It's all falling apart. It's crumbling already. 400% tip, yep. So the way that tips work is that they tip based on the most valuable item you've ever found, so that it's always worthwhile to fulfill customer desires, even if they require a very weak item like this. Come on, go away. Person with purple hair. No, 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 no. You're not allowed to purchase this. All right, there we go. Yeah, lots of money. So actually, now that I think about it, just based on like speedrunning strats here, the fastest thing to do is probably not to fight the ogre at first, because you can't. Oh no, you'll get money from that. Never mind. That might be the fastest. Yeah. All right, let's hire another adventurer. And let's send them into a battle. Changes desires to be trends. I'm not sure. I don't think it's super important. I think it's the kind of thing we can always hold off on. Whoops. All right, nice. So we got to work our way up to 35 gold. Just spewing potions out of here. There's no chance of them all getting used, huh? All right, so this set of battles should be enough for us to be able to afford the next thing. I guess as long as I'm selling these for 2, it will be. No one's buying the potions I have. Come on. Customer, you have one job. It's purchase everything in existence. They're not even going over there. All right, fine. Close out of this. There. I have enough money now. All right, let's go do it. Upgrade and fight. That's another change I think we should do. Upgrading the portal should center the camera on the new location. Yeah, the map screen's gotten a lot better. All right, we're in the canyon, fighting the first boss. And we won. And we got the ogre blood. Worth a whole lot of gold. This is going to work, right? Yes, thank goodness. Okay, that was broken earlier. 100G. Look at that. What do we buy? You know what? This time I think I'm going to go a slightly different route here. Oh, no, but I really, really want the farm. Okay, let's get the farm. But then let's also get more max customers. Yeah. And let's put these inside the extractor. That way we can start growing some crops. How many other customers do we have? Just this many. And I think there's no chance of us being able to beat the next area. I'm not even going to try. Yeah, nice. This is good. Okay, so let's take this out of the battle. Actually, let's just turn off auto battle for that. Edit, take you out. Put you over here. Game has a fully functional farm, that's right. We're getting carrots. And carrots turn into wisdom sludge that you can use to level up. Oh, that wasn't on. Nice. How much is the next adventure? 90. Wonder if we should make that cost more. I don't know. It is kind of best to just kind of hang out in the starter area. Yeah. Let's try after this battle doing the volcano. I'm pretty certain, I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure that you cannot win unless you level up. So let's try. All right, how are they doing? Poorly, that's how. Yeah, they killed one bat. They're definitely dead. Yep. And that was probably like the best case scenario. But now we can level up one of them. Let's level up the mage first. And unlock a skill. And we get empowered spellcasting. Now let's try that again. And see if they do any better this time around. Oh, I can also get another adventurer. Let's get the witch doctor. And let's send them into the forest. All right, how are they doing this time? The mage is slightly more powerful. Yeah, no, they're doing horribly. They could probably win, but I think it'd be difficult. Is this turning itself off? Oh, it is because of a bug. We gotta fix that. Gotta fix the bug where dropping a potion on the extractor turns it on or off. All right, send you both to the forest for now. I need way more potions than I have. Because I want to level up another character. I want to see if 2 level 2 adventurers could possibly beat the volcano. I definitely think that clicking these things should make them grow faster. Because I think people will naturally want to do that anyway. Alright, so now we can level up this character. We don't have enough money yet to unlock a skill. But we will pretty soon. As soon as these characters go buy something. Yeah, nice. Alright, unlock a skill. We got Prey on the Weak. Increase damage dealt by quick strike when you're healthier than your target. Okay, leave this. Go over to the volcano. See if you can win that fight now. Alright, how you doing? Still not great, but quick strike is doing more damage per hit. Oh, God. They're never going to win this. No, actually, they might. Oh, they just need to cast the lightning spell just a tick sooner. I'm going to try one more time. All right, they can definitely do this. If you get lucky with the skill choices, I think you can probably win this battle without having to struggle. Or if the rogue doesn't get targeted so much. Why are they getting hit constantly? No, no. Oh, it's so close. I think I have 2 hits left and I'm dead. And there's 1. Oh, I won. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it is possible. And it's easily possible if you just involve the witch doctor as well. Yeah. We can even level up the witch doctor too. But we can't afford the first skill. Cast bars on the adventurers and enemies might be nice. The thing is, some adventurers have upwards of, I think, 4 skills. So you'd probably be seeing them pretty frequently. But I was thinking if you hover over them, it might be nice to see what's going on. And that's where we could show something like that. But in my mind, that's like a super polished thing. That once we're done with like all the other bugs and whatever else, we might tackle that. Alright, let's build our armor shop. I think we'll put our armors in there. Yeah, at this point, you're probably thinking, if you're playing the game, that like, oh man, I need more workers. How do I get them? And hopefully you click this at some point. But also, you could get this. This should maybe not cost 100. Maybe it should cost 50. Yeah. All right, where do we find that? Town perks. Hard-working adventurers. 50. There, and then maybe bump this up in the list a little bit more. I just don't want people auto-buying it, thinking that, oh, this is just the next thing I can afford, so I should get it. Turn that off. I want some of you to go to the forest again. Actually, these two adventurers could probably beat the volcano one. Unless I nerfed them too hard. Yeah, I think they're doing it. I know my mic is covering it a little bit. Oh, no, never mind. The mage died. Oh, God. Now the witch doctor's gonna die. Yeah, never mind. Nerfed him too hard, I think. I think that hit them too hard. Should probably unnerf them a little bit. Because they're not going to stand a chance. Alright, I can afford a skill finally. Okay, now can they beat that? Let's try it. Because now the first zombie is going to have more life and power. Is that something that has multiple points? Yeah. So they have 20% more life and power. Wait, what? Hold on a second. Power and fortitude. The fortitude doesn't matter. Why did I do that? Who cares about plus 20% when you have 4? Oh, that was a mistake. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there. I think that's just a mistake. Zombie leader should probably grant health, not fortitude. Or maybe it just grants all stats. Seriously, fortitude though? Why would I do that? Huh. Get stat multiplier. And we multiply it by power and fortitude. Yeah, but not health. Well, whoops. Gonna have to do that. Alright, let's get the tavern. And then let's put these into the forest. We need 13 blue potions. There's one. Actually, no, I want this on the farm. Gotta keep full throughput of crops over here. These I'll put in here because I'll get some pretty good money for them. Yeah. Hey Don, how you doing? Died in any caves lately? Alright, quest complete, and now we will get a new skeleton out of this portal. Perfect. Alright, so what am I going for next? Because, yeah, I think I really want to see a completely new player play this game to see what they do in this phase. It does seem like going to the next location is not the smartest move. Is it finished? Is Skeleseller finished? Skeleseller is still pretty far from finished, I think. But the playtesting is for the next demo, not for the final release. Doesn't mean I didn't almost die. Yeah, that was a tough one. I think I want the slime to offer more money. What are the upgrades? Oh, hey, that's pretty good. Let's get that. I want to try different strategies. We're not getting enough items for this one strategy to matter all that much. How much faster does it get hungry? 40%. Yeah. It's still offering more, but I want to wait till it's 8. It's not going to hit 8. There it goes. Okay. Oh, they're going to harvest the carrots now. Nice. Yeah, DPS is too low for these characters right now. And there's no real way to fix that unless I unlock another skill and potentially get a better choice for one of these. Yeah. No, 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 give me that. Put that down. Oh, wait, there's one right there. I can just take that one. Okay, I want to increase my throughput of items. Costs 150 for another adventurer. Yeah, I think this is just not the way to go. Get more money. And how far away am I from being able to level up? Oh, actually not too far. Yeah, I need 12 more, which is another 6 carrots. Or I could get... I should probably clear out the rocks next. And then just stop this battle. This is nonsense. There. Alright, 2 more gold and I can clear out the rocks. There's my 2 gold. Rocks be gone. Now we can plant more crops. Make the slime automatically eat. Oh, I should be able to level up now. Oh, let's pick the mage again. And let's unlock a new skill. Yeah, let's put a point in that. Makes enemies burn when they get hit by a fireball. So basically it's plus 50% damage on one of my skills. Not too shabby. A very potion-driven economy at first. Keep toggling this thing. Alright, let's bail out of that. Bail out of that. Go over to the volcano again. I could start this one. And work my way toward another worker, but you can only get the small blue potions for now. Alright, this is going faster. How long are battles taking now? 14 seconds? Not bad. Alright, we got some cloak wanters over here. Hey, Gasta. Pink jelly's over the tree. All this stuff's gonna change. There's a PR in process for that, so I'm just not touching this stuff for now. It's also on top of a lever that you can't even see. But yeah, that definitely needs to change. Oh, nice. All right, we got our cloak. Oh, they're gonna tip. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Oh, we have a lot of gold. What am I doing with this? I don't know if we can beat the jungle. It says level 2. But I think getting another adventurer first is probably better. Oh, the clickable area for the slime is, I guess, slightly to the side of the slime. I should probably stop that. Trim clickable area for garbage slime so that you don't accidentally click it when you're trying to click an item to its left. Jolly jelly. I think we should have some other character talk about the jolly jelly. I'll write it down. Joke ideas. All right, we're leveling up. Let's go to the next location. This really doesn't take that long to get through this stuff. It's not bad. All right, we're gonna send them all over there and see how they do. I don't think they're gonna do well. Oh, nice, they're on fire. It's close. They could probably do this. Yeah, they're probably gonna win. Maybe. It's very close. Okay, it's just the witch doctor is no longer very close. Oh man. Come on, you can do it. Combination of bite and poison. The witch doctor has 1 hit left. It's all a 50-50 chance of who gets hit. Oh, darn it. So close. Oh, wait, I won. Wow, I had 1 zombie left. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen before. All right, well, that's too powerful for me. I'm going back to there. Get our new props. So now the next level up is... Actually, I guess it's not that hard to get. Why is it sometimes a glove or not? Yeah, it's just based on what's clickable. So like the bone now, I hover over this, it turns to a glove. Yeah, okay, so beginning of game, I think one of the maybe slight issues is that if you go to the highest level area, items are too hard to come by. Which means that like you're not even really using the slime. I'm gonna switch locations. Hey Devu, and thanks. Yeah, if you are interested in it, I highly request that you wishlist it. That would help out a lot. You could technically play, but it doesn't have the features you're seeing me use here. So like the farm is not in the demo right now. But on April 18th is when I plan on pushing a new demo. And it'll be free to play still. The final game won't be. So this is probably going to be... It's hard to say, but it'll probably be the last content you get to play for free. And then any other changes we make will probably just go into the final game and not into the demo. Why was the canyon not used anymore? So the canyon had the first boss, and there is a perk that lets you fight bosses again right here. It says unlock the ability to battle elite monsters again. We could allow you to fight them again, but the first time you beat them, they give you a very, very valuable item. So the ogre blood is worth 100 gold, whereas the other stuff you're finding is worth like 3 or 6. So we can't give you the items from them again. Okay, so now we're getting a bunch of items, but we need these for the quest. All right, we should be able to level up, though. Yeah, nice, we can. Okay, so then let's take these out of the battle and put them into the jungle again. So I intentionally did not get the 4th adventurer. I wanted to see what it would be like if I didn't get them. Now I'm going to hire them, but we should be able to win this battle without it coming down to literally the last HP. Because the witch doctor is a little bit stronger, which means their zombies will do a little bit more damage. They'll tank a little bit. Well, actually, they probably won't tank anymore. They pretty much just take 1 hit. Yeah, it's still kind of close. But yeah, no, this is... At least all 3 of my adventurers are alive. All right. Change the flag color to make it more clear it's a boss area. Yeah, right now it's only showing on the pop-up here. But yeah, we could potentially do that. Consider changing the looks of elite areas to make them stand out more. Also, hey Vintage. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for the raid. I do not recognize the name. What were you doing on stream? It's a little unclear to new players why you can't repeat those locations. Maybe we should just re-theme them somehow. Yeah, welcome in. Learn to make games in UE5. Nice, 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 nice. Do you have any game in mind, or are you just doing sort of learning content for now? we are working on Skeleseller, and I'm working on some playtesting and balancing. It's a game where you battle, you collect items, and you sell them in your shop in a town that you started. This one's gonna buy the cloak. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Nice. Pretty hefty tip. I think we should be able to take on the boss now. I'm gonna turn this one off. It might not be doable. Well, and it especially might not be because I have the Witch Doctor leveled up, and I don't think they're very good in that battle. Also, I nerfed them into oblivion. I want my adventurers to pick up items, but it costs too much money right now. Yeah, it's 100. Well, I guess I'll pick up the items then. I don't want to lose these. There we go. We're on a narrative horror snow scale. You have to brave the extreme weather of a blizzard to check on your neighbors. Ooh, is there horror elements to the blizzard part itself? Like you encounter things in the wild or there's an avalanche or something? I was gonna say, I do not play horror games, but the thought of them scares me. And that's why I can't play them. There's another person who's been working on a horror game. I think they're using Unity for that. Someone else who rated me, I mean. Obviously, there are many people working on horror games. Oh, but that's cool. I think it's nice to have a project in mind, too, when you're learning something. Because then it directs your learning. Mostly about not getting lost and dying to exposure. Might be something in the snow. Yeah. I was going to say, to me, not being experienced in making horror games or playing them even, the blizzard would be a good time to have some ambient noise, which would otherwise cover some footprints or some other spooky element, I guess. Yeah, it definitely sounds you stuck. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we win this battle. Man. And I don't want to level them up again to kind of force it. I think we pretty much have to use the archer. But if someone did get stuck here, they'd probably want to level up again. And it just costs a lot to do that. Maybe we should upgrade the farm some more. Yeah, let's get different crops. Skeleseller hoodies for sale? They're already for sale. They have been for a few months. If you search Skeleseller hoodie on Amazon, you should be able to find them. How many party members can you throw in a fight? I just lowered it to 4 today because I think 6 was kind of trivializing some of the content. Because after the dragon, you can hire 3 more adventurers. So you'll have a total of 7. And then, yeah, if you just throw 6 adventurers into a fight, they pretty much always win, regardless of how strong they are. I just didn't think that was, like, the best way to do things. I think that almost no matter what, I will lose this fight. But there's probably a greater than 0% chance that I win. And I kind of want to see if I just keep doing it, will that happen? Like, if they'd hit the mage there instead of the rogue, I might have won. Because when the rogue is alive, they will kill anything with 8% life or lower automatically. But hey, we can always get 20 more wisdom sludge and level up. There we go. There's a pepper. That's 3. We'll try the fight one more time. Then we'll level up and just hopefully win that time. Yeah, I'm super happy at how the farm turned out and how it meshes with the gameplay. Because I think that's working well. Alright, we lost again, and pretty handily lost there. The dragon has like half life left. Well, I guess it's not over, but still, we got him to what, 30% maybe? Yeah. But now we can level up again, I believe. We're just 2 carrots away. 1 carrot, 0 carrots. So who do we pick? Let's go with a rogue. Try to keep them alive for longer. Oh, that brings me to another point. It would be nice to see how your stats grow when you level. Maybe we could show floating text or something with the deltas. You could probably polish that a lot. Okay, so we got more health, more power, more fortitude, and we got another skill point. And this is our only skill that we have so far. So let's try that out, and let's throw them into the battle. And this time, they might be able to win. The rogue should do a decent amount of damage. Yeah, right up until they get hit once. And then they're probably not going to do damage again. That was strange lag. That will cause that. No, yeah, now the rogue is losing out on their one ability I have. Oh, they already died. Wow. It's like the dragon knew I leveled them up. Hey, Hadrian. I do not make my own art. No, I'll type a command in just a sec. There we go. Got heat steam when you fed it hot peppers? Well, eventually it's going to be on fire all the time. And it's cooking the food by just, like, eating it, basically. Okay, here's what we're going to try. We're going to get one more skill. And then put both points into here. So now, if the rogue is alive, then the dragon only needs to make it to 16% of its HP. Again, I'm kind of trying to cheese this fight. You're just really not supposed to use the witch doctor for it. So far, the rogue is at, well, as full as it can be, pretty much. Remember, the dragon only needs to get down to 16% life. As long as the rogue lives. So far, so good. No, nice, we won. All right. And there's our sword. We will promptly sell for 200 gold. Trying to get into making cozy games. I was curious. Yeah, I think asset packs are really good to get started with at least, but if I had only gotten the asset pack, we wouldn't have half of the things you see in this game. I think it's for like filling in some gaps, basically. The rogue can execute bosses, yeah. Okay, so now we can go to the next area, but we'll probably lose because I made this a lot stronger now, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're doing no damage. This is gonna end poorly. Also, they just have a lot of life. I think we need to increase their damage rather than increasing their life that much. Seems kind of overpowered. Well, your rogue does have to survive, and you have to have that skill. But otherwise, yeah, it's pretty powerful. They might actually win. I'm not sure. Nope, doesn't look like it. Getting wrecked. Yeah, no. Alright, but we had a level 1 archer for that fight. So we could level up the archer. We need 2 more. Okay, get a skill, put it into that. Okay, let's see if they win now. Now the archer has a 15% chance to dodge and got more stats. Yeah, the archer isn't just immediately dying. Huh. Unfortunately, nothing else is going on in my town in this time. I'm not generating any items. And they won that phase, but I don't have a lot of hope for this phase. No. Yeah, no. Alright. Game is looking good. Alright, let's send them back to here. Yeah. Because I just want to get some items. They should very easily win this. I don't even think I was doing this with four adventurers last time. And then let's start getting some perks. More customers. More expensive loot. This is where boots drop? Yeah. So I'll get another worker if I do another 3 of these battles. Ding. Nice. Get our cloaks in there. We got a lot of customers in town. I want to split one of you away from this battle. I want to put you in here. And then get rid of you from this fight. So yeah, 2 more boots, we'll get another worker. So all the notes that I've been taking so far over here, we're probably going to just tackle bug fixes and more polished stuff on Monday. I want to finish up this playtest session though. The other thing I want to say is quests. The quest board should have more information when you're already on a quest. We have an issue for this open already. All right, yeah, now we're getting tons and tons of items. All right, sell this stuff. Let's get the slime to auto eat some stuff there. And get all of these. Nice. Cruising right along. Oh yeah, I saw that, Kevin. I gotta review that. I'll probably do that this weekend if I can. All right, that customer wants a blue potion. I think getting more item displays at this point would be a good idea. So much I need to buy in the game. Oh nice, we got another worker. All right, give me the last little bit of money here. Look at this fat tip. 8 gold. That's actually not as much as I thought it would be. All right, I want more displays over here. I also want a warehouse finally. What's the cool slime factory thing? So this is the garbage slime. It pays you for items, and if it's hungrier, it will give you more money. So the next time I see an item, I can show you. So we can drag over here. It says 14 gold. If I just keep hovering over it, it'll keep going up as it gets hungrier. So that'll eat items and give you money. This one is supposed to be on fire and have a chef hat, and it is a chef. Hi, I'm a slime. I love to cook. I'm really bad at it. Bring me food and I will cook it. Use the resulting wisdom sludge to grow more powerful. So for this, you harvest crops or fish, and it will produce sludge, which you can use to level up. And now we have the fishing pond in the game, so we can catch fish as well. Oh, slime factory, this thing? This is the extractor. This takes potions and gives you seeds for your farm and eggs for your fish pond. So we can put potions in here. We probably need to change the ratio of getting fish. Maybe not, actually. Anyway, the way you actually get the fish out of the pond is by battling the pond itself. So we start a fight over here, and now we're fighting the 3 fish in our pond. And when you beat one of them, it will pop a fish out of the pond and put it into the chef slime. Yeah, the icon's going to change. Yep. Quickie Joe is a little under the weather right now. So we haven't gotten the new artwork for that stuff. All right, so we're just about to beat a fish. There we go. So one flew out of here and gave us 25 sludge. These fish are worth a lot. Okay, I want to upgrade some more of this stuff. It means I need more money, which means... I wonder if this one should cost less. Maybe I should just go for town upgrades. Well, what's going on in the town? We are short on items, like sorely short on items. Because these things are just absorbing all of the potions that we get. We should probably just turn this off for now. Okay, so send you over... Can you beat this on your own? I'm guessing... No way. That's not gonna happen. Let's just flee. No reason to have that play out. Alright, well, you can definitely beat this on your own. The pond wisdom sludge sure gives you a lot of wisdom. Yeah, each fish is worth a lot because the conversion rate from potions into fish is lower. Oh, there are some upgrades for this stuff. And we might need to tweak the balance of that a bit. Because I don't want it to be that fish completely invalidate the farm. But the farm is kind of on autopilot most of the time. Fishing pond you at least need to do something for. Alright, our item shop's up there. So what do we need for the next quest? Otis was delving into dungeons in search of treasure when he triggered a trap. Didn't actually kill him, but the second trap did. That is very expensive. I'm not going to do that. And item stacking is incredibly expensive, so we're not going to do that. And we can't level up anymore. I think this is one of the issues. I think feeling like you're leveling up maybe a little bit more frequently than you currently are would be nice. Maybe the distance between bosses should be a little bit bigger. Nice to feel like you're leveling a little faster. Maybe have the third boss take 3 levels. How can you help someone with a quest if the second trap killed him? So the way that quests work in this game is, well, actually, let me back up. The reason why you're a skeleton in this game is because you were an adventurer and you went out into the forest and fought a snake and it poisoned you. And you went to a town and tried to find an antidote, but they didn't sell one and you died. And then you came back and started, Skeletown. And now you're selling stuff and hiring adventurers. The tavern is a place for you to find other skeletons who also died, but they had quests while they were alive. You were helping them complete the quests they had when they were living so that they join you as skeleton workers. That's why. I know it's a little circuitous here, but that's why you have 2 skeletons in town right now, because I've done 1 quest. They're eventually going to look a little different. You're going to have the special cloak. The other ones will have no clothes. Hey, Oculus. Cool premise. Yeah, I like it a lot. And I also like the little backstories that I wrote for the quest. I think some of them are pretty good. All right, we have a ton of money. Let's expand the farm a bit and get some better crops, which will let us level up, which will let us kill stuff faster. Put a point into that. Now the next one we need 100 sludge for. We only have 1 fish in the pond. Naked skeletons. My cat was on stream earlier. She was naked. Well, eye for detail, I have no artistic skill. So it's pretty much just people suggest things in chat. I requested of Quickie Joe, the artist on the game. Yeah, farming is such a great addition. I'm so happy we did this. All right, so we almost have enough to level up another adventurer. I think we can try battling in the final location again. Or, well, the newest location, not the final one. Well, let's edit this. Let's go over to here. And wait for them to heal up. All right, let's start it. Can they win? They're a little bit stronger now. I think zombies are too weak. Yeah, they just die in 1 hit pretty much no matter what. I think we nerfed them too much. Yeah. You know what? Okay, so we won. I'm not sure what role, if I had to pick one, I want the Witch Doctor to perform. Should they absorb hits or should they do damage? Because I think that should steer their design a little bit. I think they get a tiny, tiny amount of fortitude. Oh no, we're going to lose these things. I really should have built the warehouse. I don't know why I didn't. All right, warehouse built. Oh, we don't even have a weapon shop. And I guess while we're at it, let's make our workers move faster. There we go. We need to unlock the enchanter soon, too. Yeah, gotta unnerf zombies. Zombies shouldn't die in 1 hit. And if they do, then there should be upgrades to make that not the case. Maybe the player steers them toward defense or attack based on the skills. I guess any skeleton with a red cloak is going to kind of look like Papyrus. Problem is the amount of money we're getting from this, I think, is not all that hefty. Oh, because I have this thing turned on still. Oh my god. Actually, this is a problem that players are probably going to run into as well. When the extractor is on, it takes in potions. When it's off, you have to manually drag the potions there. So every potion that you put into here is a potion you're not selling. Which is kind of an interesting thing. You're basically choosing to divert your gold so that you can level up. I think let's split these off into different areas. Let's send 2 over to here. And let's send the other 2 over there as well. We should probably just hire another adventurer. It's 400 gold, though. Yeah, I'm not really utilizing the slime anymore. I feel like these are the balance things I want to get a grip on. I think as a player, I'm not as active because either the potions are going into the farm and I'm harvesting and everything, or I'm not having them go into the farm, in which case I am using the slime. Let's put a point in critical eats. They're easily able to win these at least. But yeah, I think we need to turn this on and then beat all the armors to this. So what's the crit chance? 15%? All right, let's try this out. Let's try a slime heavy strategy. A sandwich heavy portfolio. Oh wait, no. I want the armor. Give me the armor. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. We're gonna get a critical eat here. I'm getting this, and we're putting a... Yeah, there. We should get double loot sometimes now from battles. Critical eat! 13 gold. I think they doubled those items. Hard to tell. Critical eat and the slime expands. Just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Yeah, I think it is drastically better to go to lower level places. I wonder if that's a problem. Lower level places to get loot. Don't have enough mana for that. Alright, we got 254 sludge. We're leveling up the mage again. I'm gonna superpower this thing. Next up, I want to level up, I guess, the next critical eat. Yeah, let's do that. I just need the money for that. It's 200. I'm almost there, actually. Oh, our fishing pond is at max. Let's go fight the fish. Should probably upgrade that too, huh? Up it to 10. Maybe there should be a perk that's like your workers can fish. That should be kind of cool. There a perk like your workers can fish and have them cast a line out into the pond. Well, they're done there. But now we'll never stop bringing potions over here. Yeah, the ratios are a little twisted right now. We need 250 sludge for the next level. I feel like this needs to rise more than it did. Yeah. Level 6 costs too little sludge. 250. Probably for the amount of power it gives, at least. All right, we can afford... We can't afford this? Did I upgrade something and I forgot about it? I probably did. Yeah. All right, well, you can eat everything. And this too. We just need 6 gold. I've just completely ignored customers at this point. All right, nice. Now you'll critically eat 30% of the time. Oh, yeah. How much sludge are we at? Enough to level this up again? Wow, okay. Go fight in a harder location. All right, so we got level 6, 4, 3, and 3. And we got someone who wants bows, which we don't have. And we don't have, well, we don't have really any loot. So I want to cast this. All right, now we got loot magnet active. Yeah, they very easily won that fight. Alright, let's upgrade the mana crystal next. We're not really limited on workers at this point. I feel like that's the biggest balance problem we have so far. You're just not getting enough loot. Like, you should feel like you can't handle the amount of loot that you're getting. So we should probably make more items drop and have them cost less, maybe. Biggest feeling of what's wrong. Not enough loot. You'd have more stuff dropping, even if it is worth less. Not worthless, worth less. Yeah, because if you can handle all of this all the time, then half of the things in the game don't really matter. There's no real point in the garbage slime if they're not even dropping items on the ground. The loot magnet thing is only a 33% chance for you to get more loot. We can probably upgrade that. Yeah. Alright, now that's a lot of loot. That we're going to put into the shops over here. And we could start this quest, but it's going to absorb all of the loot we would have gotten. We're at 3 fish out of 10. We've got 250 gold. We've got almost enough sludge to level up one of these level 3 newbies. But we could upgrade the portal and try the next level. Let's do that. They can probably win. Get loot from other dead adventurers? No, they're monsters. Not the skeletons. I wonder if that's lagging because of being zoomed in on Mac. Something tells me that that's not it, but who knows. Oh boy, they're doing a lot of damage. Oh boy, they killed my strongest character. Oh no. Well, let's have them try one more time. Actually, do we have enough to level up? Yeah, let's level up the archer as well. Alright, archer now has a 30% chance to dodge. Good luck killing him. Okay. Killed wave 1. Didn't do a great job at it. There is another thing I just thought of here. We could make it so that the regular instances are not that hard, and then there's a big power spike for the bosses. I think that would work pretty well. Anyway, we won. We got like 1 million potions and stuff out of here. We can't even use all these things. One of your workers to go loot from dead adventurers that's not yours. Oh, I see what you're saying. But that's essentially like what the battle system is. I know you're not proposing that exact same thing, but the way I look at it is your adventurers can act as workers. So you always have to choose, are they going to be in battle or are they going to be acting as workers? Also, there's another thing that happened that I subconsciously did without realizing. So idea, we should have bosses be a huge power spike so that we don't have to worry about players over leveling a bit for the regular content. And yeah, the subconscious thing I did, I know that you can only have 4 adventurers in a party, so I didn't prioritize getting a 5th. The 5th doesn't really help a whole lot. It also costs a ton of money. Oh, all my characters are over here trying to dump their weapons. There we go. That'll clear them up. I want to get item stacking next. Does this even auto-eat stuff? Yeah, it does. All right, so once every 15 seconds, if there's an item on the ground, this thing will just eat it. And we should be getting... No, we're not getting enough. All right, let's get some more crop variety here. We're at 6 fish. We should probably harvest those up. Are these characters going to lose? Have they been losing? They're probably gonna lose. Oh no, they managed to win. Okay, bail out of this. And we don't have enough money for that. Okay, never mind. We have way too many canes. None, hey, welcome in. Thanks for the raid. How's it going? I was gonna say I'm probably streaming long if you were able to raid me, because I'm pretty sure we stream at the same times. But we were working on playtesting Skeleseller. It's been going very well. I'm having a lot of fun. I've been working on this game for almost a year now, and I'm usually in work mode. So it's rare that I get to just sit back and enjoy the game. And I'm noticing some rough edges, but I'm writing them down. And every time I do playtest sessions, there are fewer and fewer major rough edges, I feel. Things are looking great. Well, yeah, thanks for the raid. Let me give you a shout out here. How was your day today? Was it good? Oh, nice. Now our adventurers are harvesting. Good, good, good. We're probably getting enough money. Oh, I wanted to send them into the fishing pond. Let's go do that. Yeah, so there are 8 fish here that they can fight. Hey, Johannes. All right, now each fish is worth 25 sludge, which is how you level up, which means I can now afford the next level of this. Wow, the fishing pond is very powerful. Yeah. Which means we can now go kill these things probably even easier. A Stardew Valley clone. I think in looks, it is kind of similar to Stardew Valley, but in playstyle, it's totally different. Mainly yapping, but things are moving forward on Nonify Bot. What were you yapping about? Is it like tech topics? Or just whatever chat wanted to talk about? Which might have been tech topics as well, I guess. Yeah, I think the more loot thing is the biggest consideration I have here. And how the extractor works. I think just if players realize that they have to manage this, I think it'll be okay. Like, I should probably just turn this off now and get money. She's no vibe code non-bot. Chef Alton, thanks for the resub. Welcome back. Be 2-8. I've not tried vibe coding before. And I am curious how far you can get with it. Not from a, like, I want to replace the kind of coding I do, but just from a curiosity perspective. All right, we need more customers for sure. This is abysmal throughput here. Oh, that's weird. That was highlighted and then changed. Oh, I think there's a bug there. Yeah, I think there's a bug. I think there's a bug with coloring perk prices. If you purchase a perk, how did that work? Such that you won't have enough money for the upgrade. I think the upgrade still looks like you can purchase it. I would need to take a look at that again until your money changes. Until your money changes, yeah. Seeing a good project to work on with React since there's high demand for it. It's good to hear that React is still kind of kept up, at least in terms of interest. There's the Stack Overflow dev survey that goes out once a year, and I find that really helpful for just getting some insight into what's going on in the market. Because I'm working in C# and Godot, but I'd say game dev is a niche for most programmers. I think the tech industry at large is pretty big, and the game dev industry is not quite as big, unless you count indie devs. But then by revenue, it's much smaller. By the way, what's the purpose of the bot? Why is that? That I think game dev is more niche in terms of the tech industry? Or why the thing I said about React? Because I think I shared like 3 thoughts and I've already forgotten what the order of them was. What about game dev? So the way I kind of think about this is games are a totally saturated market now at this point. Like the barrier for entry has completely lowered where almost anyone can make a game, and game jams are pretty common, and people make games and shovelware and pay to win games and whatever else just kind of constantly, and they're easy to pump out, and the quality isn't necessarily guaranteed. And games as a product take a lot more time than, say, movies as a product. Like, you watch a movie, you're done in an hour and a half. You play a game, it might last you 100 hours. So the market's saturated. Players have a lot of choices. They do not have time to consume all of the choices that they probably want to consume. And I know there are people out there who have like Steam libraries with 100 games they haven't even touched. That's nuts. Can you imagine buying 100 movies that you haven't watched? Anyway, I think it ends up trickling into how developers are incentivized. So like if you're making a subscription game or a microtransaction game, it's gonna pay off more if it's successful than if you make a one-time purchase game. Song request bot that also takes songs from my website, Notify. I like the name. And is it something you're gonna use on stream? I've never played music on stream except for now, but this is music I made, because I'm typically worried about copyright stuff, and also because I can't focus. My 500 plus game library, feel attacked. Mine are mostly from bundles. That makes sense. If you're buying a bundle because you want one or two of the games there, versus manually purchasing a game that you then never open. And hey, to each their own. I know it happens. And sometimes we have the intent to play something and we just don't. Something else that's kind of interesting is happening here. So I'm like an hour into this playthrough. I'm kind of done with this sort of balanced content. We still have a lot of things we can unlock. And we're reaching levels of money where it's not so crazy to just unlock like a bunch of things at once, which is, I think, how a lot of people are going to treat this. Just like, what can I afford? I'll just get that. Is this thing full yet? Yeah, the fishing pond needs to be rebalanced. Max fish isn't super interesting, but also the scale is off the charts. 636 games. Wow. Using it for a while. Gotten used to ignoring the music. Do you have your music track separated from your voice track? That's what I do. Yeah, I don't want to get super soapboxy here, but if I am playing copyrighted music on stream without having the rights to do that, then I'd feel like I'm violating something, whether or not it makes it into a VOD or published to YouTube. So from that point of view, I don't think I'd want to do it. But from the more important point of view, I mean, I don't think I could code and listen to music and interact with chat at the same time. It's like pick two of the three and I could do that. What are my workers doing if they're not doing that stuff? Oh, we're missing customers. And I should have clicked a different spell. All right, we have enough for the... Oh, wait, no, I clicked the right one. Huh. Hang on one second. Okay, sorry, that was my wife. I'm not usually streaming this late. She's been volunteering at a cat shelter, and she's been showing me the cats that she is interacting with over there. So I just want to see a quick video of whatever cat she was with. It was a gray cat that was on her lap. What, I'm pushing this to itch so I can play this weekend? No, I don't think I can do that. But I think we're pretty close to being able to do that. Okay, anyway, I think this was successful in terms of what we wanted to do. We got another playtest done. We have a whole bunch of things to think about. So I think what we're going to dedicate Monday to is spend the whole day improving the game. In fact, probably only playtest at the end of each day or every other day. Yeah, We have a lot we can do, and I don't want to get into. I don't want to like. Well, I'm not really sure. Playtest sessions take a long time. That's basically it. I think a lot is working well, and things still need to be tweaked until they kind of feel right. The other thing I have a concern about here, and this is rather unfortunate, but even with all the stuff we've done, we haven't really elongated the game. We've kind of just changed how you get to the same point. That in itself is not really a problem, but part of the reason we spent 2 months figuring out these new systems and then coding them is so that there'd be more gameplay. And it's like at the point I'm at now, I've almost maxed out the farm. I actually don't really find that I want these perks necessarily. Maybe that's just a cost thing. And yeah, I've already unlocked everything. So I think that's the problem here. So yeah, not enough loot. And I haven't elongated the game. The whole point of the last couple of months was to create more content. But I think that once all of this is done, it'll just be a more fun presentation of the existing content. Take care, Non. Thanks again for the raid. I will definitely have to check in. I've probably mentioned this before, but I see that you're online when I have my stream, and I try not to raid people who have like 3+ hours of uptime. But I will try to just violate that policy so that I can raid your stream and see what you're all about. Yeah, this is super worrisome here. Okay, wild idea. I actually just thought of this now. Maybe we don't do much toward this end and have challenge runs kick in sooner than I'd planned. Maybe you beat your first playthrough after, yeah, like 3 hours. Then you can do other kinds of runs. I don't know. Why do you choose not to raid streamers with 3+ hours of uptime? Because I think the average stream length seems to be somewhere in the 3 to 5. Not even that high. The average stream length is probably in the like 2 to 4 hour range. So if I raid someone with a high enough uptime, I've just had too many times where I raid someone and they just like end their stream immediately. And a lot of why I raid people in game dev and whatever the other part of that's called, software and game dev. The reason why I raid those people is to try to figure out like who else is in the community, to try to see what they're working on. And yeah, when they're like low energy and at the end of their stream, it's not typically a good time to find out about that stuff. I only really have 3 requirements when I raid someone. Typically that it's someone new. This one's pretty strong, but they have to speak English, because if I can't understand what they're saying, then I can't really build that community thing. And then yeah, like low uptime. This one's kind of flexible. I've raided all sorts of people though. I've actually started keeping a list of people I raid and whether I would raid them again or not. There was one person I raided where his stream was like ultra laggy. I don't think he had a mic or a camera, wasn't interacting with people, wasn't like, I don't know what was going on there. It might have been a meltdown that was going on. And I was like, well, I'm never raiding them again. All right, so we have changed this, and that was it. Lower cost of hard-working adventurers. Yeah. Yeah, we got to smooth out some of these curves that we have here. It feels good to raid someone who doesn't really interact with anyone. Yeah. I think that even beyond that, like what makes for someone I want to raid again isn't just the content. Typically it's like, okay, so here's the deal. I watch Twitch for the streamers. Like typically not their content and not their communities. And so what I typically want is someone who's got like a nice personality and who's interactive and will this sounds selfish, but will read my messages, I guess. So if they have like 5,000 viewers and they can't see my messages, then maybe I'll just watch passively. But yeah, I used to watch Twitch for the content. I used to watch a lot of speed runs. I used to, I don't know. Yeah, I used to watch people play games more often than I do now. And now it's mostly like just, yeah, interact with other people. All right, I've done a lot today. I have done a lot. And I've streamed for longer than I've streamed in a long time. 7.5 hours. And I think I took one break on stream, I mean. So it was like an actual 7.5 hours of streaming. But it was a good day. Got a lot done. I definitely think April 18th is possible. Now until April 18th, prep for the demo. So balance, polish, and to-do management. So yeah, maybe I can target this coming weekend. I'll write this on Monday. I don't know what my plan is, but reach out to people for, actually maybe I should write this for this weekend. Reach out to people for UX sessions. On what day is it on Saturday? The 5th. April 5th. Gabealation, thanks for the resub. Welcome back. That's close. I'll have to try out the demo. Yeah, I'm looking for feedback on the new stuff, which isn't available yet. We've got feedback on the old stuff, which has been pretty solid. This is a very biased survey in that the people who would have filled this out are the people who probably would have had fun. So the game has a provide feedback button, but it doesn't pop up a notification about it until I think like half an hour in. And if you're still playing after half an hour, probably you enjoyed it enough. So probably you're going to say, yes, you had fun playing this. But the next demo, what I'm hoping we do is on the Steam page, we enable reviews. So that way, even the people who didn't have fun will still have a voice here. And why is that happening? Oh, even though there are no reviews, it still brings you down to the widget for it? Okay. I got to record a new trailer too. Even this stuff is out of date. Pretty crazy. All right, let's get going. Let's go find someone to raid. What a day. What a day. Raid channel. All right, same category. English. There's online. Why does it not say that I'm following her? What? Hang on a second. Yeah, that's weird. I'm definitely following her. She's showing up on my following list. But it doesn't have a little tag next to her for some reason. Huh. Anyway, like no one has a low uptime right now, unless I'm already following them. This person does. What are they doing? I don't know what VIPO work means. I still don't know what it means after searching for it. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'll probably just host airs, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Where is she? Airs is very chill. I like her stream. You can really tell what somebody likes by how they describe what they like. Like I said, she's very chill. I want a very relaxed, like not super high energy stream from people typically. All right. Thank you all for watching. If you have not wishlisted Skeleseller, please do consider it. I'll be back on Monday and we'll be working on more polished stuff. So I hope you all have a good weekend and I will see you next time.